Hey guys, this is Cam for 15, back at it with another video for you guys. I'm back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review. If I sound a little sad, depressed, or something like that, I'm not really sad or depressed because the chapter I didn't think was good. I thought the chapter was great. I have an upset stomach. I puked last night and I'm not feeling too well. I'm all right, but still I'm not feeling too well, but yeah, let's talk about this manga chapter, which again, even though my face doesn't look like it, I definitely did enjoy this chapter. Now this chapter 313, titled High Speed Long Range Mobile Cannon. Now I'm getting this from the official material, not the leaks. That's why you didn't see a video yesterday. Last Saturday, one, I was watching playoff games for basketball, and then two, the moment I wasn't feeling good, I didn't feel up to doing the video. Now the chapter starts off, and we all wondered a few chapters ago what happened to All Might and everything. Well, guess what? All Might is a-okay, and he managed to evade the explosion. Essentially, he goes on to say any car besides Hercules here would have been blown to bits. He has his car named Hercules. Then we see these two characters, like these javelin type of things, and All Might comes down and realizes that these guys are assassins because they have murderous intent to kill me and stuff like that. And that's when All Might's like, they're trying to split me up between me and Deku and stuff like that because he's being targeted by an assassin. So he gets out of the car, he grabs his briefcase and everything, he takes his communicator, and he gets out of there. Now, these two assassins are like, oh, look, it's All Might, but he's all shriveled up and everything. He doesn't look too good. And that's when they're like, oh, shit, I guess this guy isn't the same All Might we once know. Let's kill him and stuff like that. Then that's just when All Might says one of the best lines we've seen All Might say. And he's like, stand aside. That boy has been through much more than I have ever been through, and he still idolizes me. He's still a fanboy of mine. And he literally says, the day anything happens to that kid is the day I die. Now, again, some people have been foreshadowing the death of All Might. Again, this is another confirmation, I guess you can say, that, well, if something crazy happens to our boy Deku, All Might be the person to sacrifice his life for him. And I'm just, personally, if you ask me, I feel like when we get the final battle between Deku and Shigaraki, we know Deku's going to try to save Shigaraki, but I feel like the thing that's going to make Deku realize that he can't save him is the fact when it looks like Deku might be killed by Shigaraki or get, taken one for all by Shigaraki and might be killed after it. All Might's going to come in and he's going to sacrifice his life for Deku and essentially tell him, hey, I'm sorry, I know you want to save people, but you might need to get rid of this character. You might need to get rid of him for good. And that's when he's going to sacrifice his life. And that's when Deku's going to take the initiative to do what we know to do. That's how I think it's going to go. We'll just see if that happens. But I thought there was a really badass line, even though All Might is still shriveled up, and you can't say, well, this guy wouldn't scare me. The fact that the tone in his voice still can send, common villains, shiver down their spine, goes to show you the real, power and, the power of his voice All Might still has. Now, we cut back to Deku where he's dealing with Lady Nagant. Yes, the beautiful, sexy Lady Nagant that everybody's simping for. And essentially, Deku's like, look, I'm going to zigzag my way to her so she can't freaking pinpoint me and can't shoot me and stuff like that. So, essentially, what Deku deducts is like, when I get my hands on her, maybe she'll be able to tell me where the location of Shigaraki and All for One is. Then, that's when his danger sense activates again, like his spider sense. And another bullet's headed his way. But Deku somewhat kicks it back, but then still gets hit in the back because of the shrapnel and everything. And it affects Deku. Now, Deku's wondering, how the hell did this bullet hit me when I predicted this and stuff like that. And the thing is, he's thinking, does she have any backup? And he's like, no, because I don't sense any hostility or bloodlust around the area. and stuff like that. And then that's when Deku's like, wait, why didn't I consider this possibility? And he goes on to say, of course, All for One would give a contractor something extra, which we all know that Lady Nagant has the airwalk quirk now, where she can now walk in the air and be mobilized and stuff like that. And again, she's just shooting. Now, Deku says, she wants to stop me and capture me alive, right? But after I blocked that shot, she decided to get closer. That's when he goes on to say, that shot that hit me in the back came from the side of a wicked curve. The closer we are, the more intuitively she can shoot, and the less need there is for her to calculate my position. I mean, essentially, Deku deducts that the closer Lady Nagant is to him, the shots are more than likely going to hit him, and it's going to be too much even for Deku with his danger sense to be able to deflect or dodge the bullets and stuff like that. So that's when Deku hops down, and then he does something else, which I'm like, funny enough, I thought, like, why not he do this earlier? And that was activate smoke screen. But this is what he does. He activates a full blast smoke screen, which the 6th user definitely warned him of doing, but at this point, Deku's, he has no choice. He tells him later. And Lady Nagant, she's watching this and she's like, this dude, she's like, so this boy's got other quirks like him, does he? And stuff like that. So it's starting to get Lady Nagant to be a little ticked off here, because she's like, oh, great, so he's making me work then much more than not. Now the 6th user, like I said, shows up and he's like, I thought I told you not to go full blast because, listen, yes, it might be a strategy, but it's not going to keep up for long, because the moment you jump out of there, she's going to find you and stuff like that. You're just putting yourself at risk. And Deku is like, look, I'm not trying to escape. I'm just buying some time. Then he gets him down into a position, and that's when the 3rd user of One for All shows up, and he's like, I know exactly what you are going to do, but you're not proficient enough yet. You've admitted to yourself. Now, Deku recalls back to the Endeavor training arc when Endeavor told him how to essentially, first figure out how to handle what you need to do, and then you can insert another thing into that that's subconsciously, well, then you can be able to get it down and put it 1, 2, 3 down, stuff like that. That was back at the time he was trying to master Black Whip. Now, the 3rd user says, you haven't even tested my quirk yet before adding it to your parallel processes. You need to get a feel for how it works. And essentially, Deku replies by saying, dude, it's a bit too late. I'm in a cornered situation. I have no other choice. This is the only option I got to do, so I got to test this quirk right now. I mean, he goes even to say, like, Lady Nagant tells me what I need to know. Or once she tells me what I need to know. One for All and Shigaraki are next. I guess I'll learn this quirk on the fly. Now he's like, sorry, Gran Torino, I'm gonna use your cape for this. And then Deku's like, in honestly a similar pose to Gear Second or Gear Segundo, he goes on and activates the 3rd user's quirk called Fajin. Now, Fajin, the description of the quirk, I'm reading this off the My Hero Academia wiki. But Fajin, this quirk allows the user to build up kinetic energy to release it. And essentially what Deku's somewhat doing, I know when I first read it, it's kind of hard to say, so again, go to another person doing it, but it's still a pretty cool quirk. Essentially what Deku's doing is he's building up this energy, and then when he releases it, it's like as if he's giving the same amount of pressure off as if he's gonna, as if he's going to jump. So what we see, is he grabs some items of his costume, like his mask, the cape, and his backpack, and he throws it with the same amount of force, energy, like it. And also too, Fajin, it's like something going back to like Bruce Lee, and it's honestly like also some people say it's also, you can say, something similar to the 1-inch punch from Bruce Lee, or if you saw Dragon Ball Z Revival of F, when Goku did that punch on Frieza and stuttered him a bit. So Lady Nagant, she's just looking from this, from the air, just like, okay, where are you, kid? And then Deku, using the Fajin Quirk throws some things out, and essentially you see the energy, transmitted over there to the items that are using, and she's just shooting at 1, 2, 3 because it obviously makes sense for her. And essentially Nagant is like, hide in the smoke all you want, you won't get away from me. But then the chapter ends off in the last panel of Deku actually, he was under this building the entire time, and he jumps through the building, gets a hold of Lady Nagant, and he says, too bad I'm not in the smoke. And that's where the chapter ends off. Deku manages to get a hold of Lady Nagant. I don't know what he's going to do with her. And obviously, what a way to end the chapter, because now the question is Deku going to slam her down, which it looks like he's in the position of like just throwing her and slamming her down on a building and then getting on top of her. No homo, I know. Or don't get the 30 thoughts of me saying he's gonna get on top of her. And essentially start asking questions of like, where's All For One? Where's Shigaraki? So I thought that was a pretty good chapter. My thoughts on the third user's quirk. Again, not really a quirk like they were saying. That isn't really a main, very powerful quirk. And like all these other quirks, I like how all these quirks Deku's getting are all support quirks. They're like not too overpowered quirks, like, say Bakugo Explosion type of thing. So it's nice support quirks that are going to help Deku in the long run and stuff like that. So now that we got this quirk from the third user revealed, we're only have to be revealed to who the second user's quirk is. And that's kind of it. But I thought this was a good chapter. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, not only on All Might's side of thing, how is he going to handle those assassins, and whether he scared them off or something else, or if he's going to actually get into a fight with those. And it's going to be interesting to see what Deku does when it pertains to handling Lady Nagant. But other than that, this was a really good chapter. I very much enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens next. There is no break for My Hero Academia, so that's good. The next chapter hits next week, May 30th, so yeah, that's good to hear. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this chapter, as well as the third One For All Years quirk. How do you like it? Do you think it's going to be useful for Deku? And stuff like that, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. Other than that, guys, I'm going to get it for guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, peace.